anytime.
No, I appreciate it. So first I want to say thank you guys for coming out. It's amazing to actually see so many people interested in election integrity. And I get asked often why I'm running. There's so many issues around this country. I could spend hours talking, right? But there are definitely significant issues in our country from a national level all the way down to the local level. I saw it in the primary race. And so when somebody presented to me Stacy, and there's several GSAC women, and Carol and Deb, and everybody started saying, hey, I said, let's do it. I'm all for this. We need it. We have it. It's going on in San Antonio. So it's amazing. So please give yourselves a round of applause for stepping up and taking that. So thank you so much. I want to be real fast. I'm just going to share a little about myself because I haven't had the opportunity to meet all of you. So my name is Kyle Sinclair. I am the Republican nominee running for U.S. Congress District 20, which is against Joaquin Castro. So the history of this race, some of you do or do not know, it has been around for 88 years. It has been held by a Democrat for 88 years. It's never in the history of this race been held by a Republican, ever. So this is the first time in the history of District 20 that this race is purple. It's not blue, and it's not red, it is purple. And we have a once in a generational opportunity to make history in District 20. For this race, you do not know, it is all Bexar County. It's one of a handful of races in the nation where it's literally one county. So this race covers 38% of Bexar County, and that's it. It's all Bexar County, about 760,000 constituents, about 70% Hispanic, and it covers from the southwest part of San Antonio all the way up the west side to the northwest part of San Antonio. Comes back. And a lot of gerrymandering happens, so that map looks crazy, but that is what this race is about. Let me tell you some of the key issues. Number one is securing our border. We can talk hours about that. I've been to the border, the migrant center here in San Antonio. I've been all over that for weeks. What's going on is it is truly an invasion. We have significant issues of homeless population, sex trafficking, and drug trafficking in this nation. We just went through the deadliest human smuggling instance in the history of the United States was here in Bexar County and in District 20. And I've been to there, I've been to that site, and I can go on and on about the border. I absolutely support Governor Abbott, Ken Paxton, and Patrick trying to do the job the President of the United States should be doing under the Constitution, Article 4, which is securing the borders of this nation. I'm even supportive of Governor Abbott sending them to Chicago, to New York, and to DC. Thank you. I mean, they're crying wolf right now. They're trying to activate the National Guard for the 4,000 they've gotten over a few months. We get 8,000 per day, right? Per day. I went to a special meeting from Sheriff Salazar. He called it. You had state representatives, you had the DA there, you had the mayor there. They were talking about all that, and I actually got to speak to the mayor, and I spoke to him about this. This is the ugly side of the border, of open border policy. Yeah, workers are great, and its concept is great. Number one, we have a thing called the Constitution, which has a law against illegal immigration. But what it's doing is it's causing major issues in the city here in San Antonio. I block walked the neighborhood. They have homeless camps there. They have people defecating on lawns. They have people looking over the fences and trying to break in. You got panhandling. It's a major issue in the city, and it's enacted by our mayor and city council. So they will all lie and say they didn't know about it. They knew about it, and they just don't want to accept the policies that they support. Number two issue is our economy. We have the worst economy this country has seen in 50 years. We have the highest inflation we've seen in 40 years. It's a major problem. We need fiscal conservatives in DC that understand you can't spend your way out of inflation. We're $33 trillion in debt. We're a broke nation. Let's just be honest, we're broke. And when you're broke, you don't continue to spend and spend. And this Inflation Reduction Act to spend more to get us out of inflation, kind of ironic. So that's a big thing for me. Number three is we've got to protect our education system. I'm actually supportive of getting rid of the Department of Education at the national level. I'm actually supportive of getting rid of TA and the boards here in the state of Texas and get it back to the local level. I spoke at the national, or the NIC, the fourth largest school district in the nation, the largest in San Antonio, and said the same thing to the school board. Look, if you don't listen to parents, every single one of you will be fired. Because you will pass that line when you go from education to indoctrination. I have 8 kids, those you do not know, 8 kids, big blended family, 6 of them in public school, and I'm personally fighting a critical race theory going on in one of the schools in San Antonio. It is in San Antonio. I've spoken to the superintendent, have his cell phone number, and we've been going back and forth about it. I don't remember going to school and knowing the political affiliation, let alone the sexual orientation of my teachers. So when you're past that point, you are no longer educating, you're indoctrinating our children.
Right.
And I will stand against that. I will fight it. And I told every single one of them, if I'm up in Congress and I hear that, I will absolutely fight to get rid of funding for your school district in a heartbeat. I will support you, I will help you, but you cannot do that to our children or your children. So that's what you get with me. The last thing is healthcare. I'm a CEO of a hospital, about 20 years experience. I'm a prior veteran. I was a medical service corps officer for the Army National Guard. We've got to fix our healthcare system. It's the best and the worst in the world. Everybody touches it from coming into this world. You touch it all through your life, and you leave this world touching healthcare. Out of 535 members of the U.S. government, 100 senators, 435 members of House Representatives, there's one person who actually has hospital administration experience. One. That's a senator out of Florida. Nobody in the House of Representatives. You have some physicians, some dentists, some pharmacists, but nobody's actually run the business of healthcare, and it is a business. So the best way to fix a system is to get people that understand it up in Congress so that we can help it. They rely on lobbyists that have special interests with political or financial power behind them. And so those are some of the big stances. A lot of other issues I can share, but I want to make sure that these guys are the experts. Look, I don't understand the ins and outs of the party, the arbiter, the women that have been doing this forever. I don't have that. I don't know that. That's why I lean on them. I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm humbled to be the Republican nominee. Let me know, I'll tell you, I'm very conservative and I'm very concerned about what's going on in this country. That's what got me off the couch to run for office. And I'm glad to be a part of that. Thank you guys so much. God bless you guys seriously, and appreciate you guys taking that fight to make sure our elections are secure. Last thing I share with them is, look, if I lose, it's God's will, I'm okay with that. I'll go back to my career. I'm not an interesting career politician. I'm doing this because there's a reason we have an issue, but you're not going to steal it from me. Period.
Right.
If the voters say it, then I'm okay with that.
Exclamation point.
Exactly.
That's right.
I'm not a career politician. I'm trying to take down a career politician.
Right.
That's right.
But if I lose, that's different than being stolen from me. And I will fight hard to make sure it's not stolen. Out of all the Republicans in the city of San Antonio, elected or candidates, this is the only one in the city that's actually helped with these guys to formulate a group to strategize to make sure that we don't lose. If we can do our little part to ensure it makes it harder for them to cheat, then let's do it. So thank you guys. God bless you. Any questions you have, real fast, we'll turn it over to them. Any questions for me? Please.
I have one.